have a question. What is your favorite song and how do you connect with it? Is it when you fell in love or through something really difficult? I'm your host, Tiffany Mason. Now join me as I interview others and we take a walk down memory lane with them. Let's get lost in why that music matters to them. Turn up your radio and let's explore Memories with a Beat. Hello, Podcast Land. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Memories with a Beat. And I am so flattered that Colleen Orender wanted to come back and share one of her songs with us. I'm super excited. If you guys remember, she's a recording artist out of Nashville, and she had chose a Patsy Cline song, Sweet Dreams. And she told a story about how her papa was so supportive and had her singing and really babbling before she could actually sing, and then just continue to remain her number one cheerleader. And so she's at a point where she's starting to record music. Well, I guess she's been recording music, but she's got a really cool holiday song that she's releasing. So I felt like this was a good time of year to bring it to you guys with Christmas right around the corner. We're going to start hearing all that Christmas music on the radio and when we're shopping. And this is one you're definitely going to want to save to a playlist or find on my playlist, of course, and listen to this holiday season. So, Colleen, thank you so much for joining me.
Hey, I love Christmas. I'm glad to be here.
Fun fact that you probably don't know. My birthday is December 24th.
Oh, that's exciting. I'm a
Right?
January baby, so I got birthday right after Christmas. So
Okay, and how do you like that?
I loved it. I mean, my brother would be
Oh,
jealous,
okay.
but I was
So is it beginning of the month or the end of the month? Because I feel like that makes a difference.
the middle
Oh, okay.
on the 18th, so it was always an extra little, presents again. So,
Well, also, I have to imagine that you got some gift cards and like everything was on clearance by that point. So you're like,
oh
woohoo!
yeah, it was always good. It was always a good birthday to have.
So my son is born January 22nd. So it's kind of the same thing where he has Christmas. And then, but it's funny because then we say, what do you want? And he's like, I got what I wanted for Christmas. I don't know. Money it is.
Yeah, that
For
always
later on.
spends the best.
Yes, agreed. Well, thank you so much for coming back. I'm super excited to talk about this song. And I don't know where we want to start. Well, I guess the first question would be, did you write this song?
I did not. My producer, Michael Davey and Courtney Turnball, wrote this. And I don't know what year they wrote it in. I cut it in
Okay.
2018, and it's been out for about 2 years now. But every year, the great thing about Christmas songs is every year you get a brand new, life to the song because you get to play it every single year. So I get to see those
Yes.
numbers go up and more people discover it. And then I released the video, I believe the year after I released the song. And that was a really fun video to shoot.
You looked so exceptionally beautiful in that video. I absolutely loved it. I was like, dang, girl cleans up.
Well, I have lots of makeup people, and my videographer is usually pretty good with angles and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that like,
So thank you.
yeah, when I saw you at Jaybird, I felt like you portrayed yourself as like such a lady. And then I used your media kit photo for the previous episode, and there you looked like such a lady, and then in this video, and so I'm like, okay, so this is like the alter ego of Colleen, is this like southern, high class woman. I don't know, I just loved it. So I thought
Thanks.
that was great, and I love the red dress. That was so beautiful.
Videos are just another expression of the music, so it's fun to give it. It's almost like you get to re-release the song every time you get to the video phase of things. So it's a lot better for people to see the visual and connect with the song too, instead of just hearing it on Spotify or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I was telling you before we were recording that I felt like it was a very timeless song, but I loved in the video. At first, what I caught was there was some like old school stairs behind you, or maybe it was a couch. I feel like it was stairs though, but I just remember being like, oh, that is from a blast from the past. And then it shows that couple, and it's very like 1950s, 60s ish. And then, Santa's in there and his elf and everything. But I just thought it was a really cute video, and that it wasn't, like you trying to, because it's blame it on the mistletoe, right? And so it wasn't like this whole
Mhm.
seductive thing. It was a little bit more playful, and just that the fact, I think that we all feel nostalgic whenever you hear a Christmas song in general. And so the fact that the video was kind of giving off that nostalgic vibe as well was pretty cool. I like that it was paired well.
Spend an hour underneath these Christmas lights, standing in your doorway, kissing you goodnight. I really gotta go, but I'd really love to stay. If I'm still here tomorrow, all I gotta say, we can blame it on the mistletoe, Bing Crosby on the radio. The
Yeah,
snowflakes
I told them to dress kind of vintage. I mean, everybody listens to Christmas songs, it's usually Bing Crosby. Most of the classic Christmas songs are what everybody listens to. They've just kind of become Christmas to Americans and maybe other countries. I don't know, but in this, the lyric is actually Bing Crosby on the radio. So I figured we would do that type of feel,
Yeah.
and we shot it at the Standard. I used to sing at the Standard. I was like the house entertainment for years and years and years. So I called the owner and I was like, I really
Ah.
need to do this video. I just need a few hours. And we were like, boom, 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 like trying to get all these shots and stuff. And he was like, sure, you can use the fireplace. And they have all different types of rooms. It's one of the oldest standing houses in downtown Nashville. So it's
Oh,
about 200 years old. It's just very like Southern decadence at its finest. The stairs are, carpeted, and
yeah. Okay, so I wasn't losing it. It was stairs.
they have little trap.
Oh,
Yeah, they have like secret
cool.
doorways and stuff and up there, and it's a private club upstairs. And some of our members were Winona Judd and like some other people from Nashville. So it was a really cool place to sing for. I don't know. I've been there over 10 years. I sang for them, so
Oh, wow.
it was really fun to go back there. And I called my guitarist and his wife because it was during COVID, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to get actors to kiss each other in these scenes, and I really need them to be connected.
Yep.
So I was like, hey, can you and Savannah come and do this for me? And it was just a really fun day. It was crazy busy and like really
Yeah.
fast because, time is money when you're shooting. So I had to like be in and out, but we got all these. The cool thing about the Standard is it has so many different rooms that look completely different. So we got to get, a lot of different cool shots there
Yeah, that was
where you
good
felt like you
thinking.
were almost in a different place. Yeah, and then Nikki Williams, she's in every single music video that I've done. She's crazy South African girl, and I always make her do something acting wise in it. So she's speaking Afrikaans in the beginning,
Yes.
and so I was like, I want it to sound international,
Oh,
and so
okay.
I was like, made me look like a big, big, big star. She was like, okay, I'll do Afrikaans in the beginning. So we got to do all those great shots, and it was a really fun video.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite ones to shoot.
Well, Christmas music in general, I mean, it's like so feel good anyway, and it's super cute. And I felt like probably because the video was kind of vintage and talking about Bing Crosby, and there was one other one, the eggnog going to your head. And so it made me think of Baby It's Cold Outside. Because it's kind of like he's blaming the weather, but in your song, you're saying, well, maybe we could blame it on the mistletoe. And so it kind of made me, there was a little connection there for me for whatever reason.
we can blame it on the mistletoe, Bing Crosby on the radio. The snowflakes falling down and how warm it feels in your arms right now. And if we go a little further than we thought we'd go, we can blame it on the mistletoe. We can blame it on the mistletoe. Think this eggnog's going straight to my head.
And then I think the background with like the bells or tambourine or whatever it is, it sounds like bells, but that constant sound in the background made me think of All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey, you know? Just I loved, and I think that the sound of it is what made it feel like timeless and classic. And you, the minute it starts to play, you know it's a holiday song, like there's no, you know, second guessing. But it was just kind of a fresh spin on that Baby It's Cold Outside is how it felt to me. You know, but maybe we could blame it on the mistletoe. Like it's so cute. It's so stinking cute. I really love this song. Um, does it make you think of any holiday traditions? Like, is there anything that you're looking forward to this holiday that you'll do with your family? Do you normally have a mistletoe at your house? Any connection with the song or even just your holiday traditions?
Um, yeah, sure. I mean, usually my mom does a big family thing. I really love coming home. This year's been like especially weird because I'm typically home every other month or so because like just going back to Florida makes me feel centered. But it's been such a rough year, like just touring and staying here and going through meetings and all that stuff. I really haven't been home this year for any length of
Mm,
time without my band, without being on tour. And like when I have the
sure.
guys with me, I have to kind of, I'm beholden to making sure they're entertained and they get where they need to go and all that. So I'm really excited to be home with nobody this year. And, she always cooks the good foods and we have eggnog and um,
Mm,
back to what you were saying about the bells and stuff like that. Michael really
yeah.
wanted to have that Mariah Carey feel, but also the classic feel. And when he gave me the track, it was very bare bones, and he worked on it, I think, for like 3 days with no sleep, just trying to make
Oh,
it. Um, and he was really proud of himself when he emerged from the studio. So, um,
he should be, because I mean, if that's what he was going for, he absolutely nailed it.
yeah, and he helped. Well, Nikki sang all those harmonies. The girl in the beginning of the video, she's
I
also
wondered, okay.
yeah, she's also one of like the greatest singers of all time. Like
Mm,
she wrote Heart Attack for Demi Lovato. She wrote Don't Give a Damn About Love with me and The Company of Older Men with me. She's a big songwriter in town. So that's all
okay.
she does is write songs all day with people. She has sessions all day and she goes and sings their songs for them too.
Oh,
Brilliant,
wow.
brilliant singer. Like anyone who listens to a pop demo in Nashville that wants to sound pop or do a pop song, they always copy Nikki's chops because she's just like the best of all time. And so when she
Wow.
came in the studio, she did those backups for me like in 30 minutes. I was like, come on, go to work, do your thing. And Michael had to, I think, plug in a few notes in her ear, like for what, but everything else she did off improv, like just to come up with.
Wow.
But we wanted that classic Disney, Burl Ives kind of backup singing for that one. So
I love it.
that's how we came up
We
with it.
can blame it on the mistletoe. We can blame it on the mistletoe.
I have to, like, I guess it's kind of tooting my own horn, but the last three people that it's been like a songwriter, and then I say, you know, this is kind of the feeling that I got from it. They're like, that's what I was going for. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And I don't know how you guys are able to convey that though. So I had a little ditty written for the podcast where it says flashback episode. And I said, I want like a Beastie Boy feel to it. And I'm so impressed that like music people can pull it apart and be like, okay, you need this instrument, that instrument at this frequency. You know, like it's just so cool that you guys are able to say this is the vision and then have the music spit out that way is amazing to me.
Well, I mean, I think everybody draws from their own influences, and when you're on this planet long enough, you have many, many, many influences. So you kind of can reach back in the index and go, okay, I want it to sound just like this. It's like with Company of Older Men, I said, Michael, I want this to have like a Judy Garland MGM like start to it. And so he brought in all the strings and the horns and all the stuff, and it has like an orchestra feel in the beginning. And I think that any good producer that has, I don't know about these young ones that haven't heard no music before, but except for like Lil Wayne or whatever it is. But we have so many, once you hit 30 or so, you have so many influences, except for me, especially me. I was consuming tons of artists and different styles. So I always can just kind of either pick it out of Spotify and be like, I want it to sound like this or whatever,
Yeah.
So, and Michael's really brilliant, and he has a big gospel background and a big country background too. And so I think there's elements and all of that in his music too that he produces.
Yeah. Wow. How did you end up meeting Nikki? So was she part of another group? Like, I feel like she's so talented. Like, I don't feel like I could go to Nashville and just meet Nikki. So, how did you end up crossing paths with her or getting to know her? How have you been so lucky to be able to, create with her?
Well, if you're in the music business in Nashville and you
Mm-hmm.
do showcases with other writers and stuff, you just meet a lot of people. I think we met
Mm.
um, through a couple mutual friends, but I think she was doing a songwriter night with me, and we didn't like get to be friends groups type, friends until later on. I think I went to her birthday party and she was chopping a tree down or something like that. 'Cause she's insane. And then like when we finally actually like hung out, we were instant friends.
Ah.
And then when I told her, I was like, I had a girl band and they kind of disbanded in 2010, 2011. And I was really discouraged and didn't feel like writing that much. I didn't feel like I was writing anything worthwhile really at that point. I had like
Mm-hmm.
moved out of the style that I had been writing a little bit in my 20s. I didn't know if it was good anymore. I didn't know if I was going to be a writer anymore. I didn't want to know if I wanted to be an artist anymore. I figured I'd just like go on the road and
Mm-hmm.
sing songs for people, and I would hire guitarists in every town and didn't know a soul. I just was like so broken with the industry and didn't feel like trying anymore. And
Mm.
in that journey through years, all these little songs kept coming to me, and I was like, okay, fine, I'm listening. I might do something with this. And at that point, Nikki and I had been friends, and she heard some of my songs, and I told her some of my ideas for things. I said, I don't know if it's going to be anything. I'm just telling you what's in my head right now. And she's like, okay, so you've got like an album worth of songs. So like, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not really ready yet. Still was resisting the whole thing. And then we went in the studio. Actually, she came over here and all I had was a keyboard. And she was like, you know what? I think we're wasting our time. I have a producer for you, Michael Davies. She's like, we'll go over there in 5 seconds and he'll have a track built for us instead of us trying to do all this music set. Let's go have a drink instead. So we went out drinking that night, and then we went to meet Michael the next day. And I mean, 5 minutes later, we already had one of my first singles done because I already had it in my head of what, I sort of wanted. And
Right.
he was so brilliant. It was like perfect. And then I asked Nikki to come in on, I don't know if she did, she did like the bridge on that. She wrote the bridge for me on that. And just vocally, she just did like some African like harmony type. I don't know how to describe it on the bridge to build it. And yeah, so that's how we met. And we see each other sporadically. So yeah, she's a good friend, great artist.
Yeah. Awesome. Is she from Nashville as well?
Well, she's from South Africa, and she came over, and I think she had a record deal at like 17 with Sony. Like she came over from there.
Oh,
Yeah, so she's
wow.
been in the industry a very, very long time, and she was
Yeah.
with Def Jam Records, and she was signed to several different major labels. But just a good old crazy South African girl, and we have a lot of fun together.
That's pretty cool. That gives a new meaning to friends with benefits.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Podcast Land. Have you finished your list for Santa yet? Well, there's one more thing you might want to add. It's the Fifine USB condenser podcast microphone. And it's actually very affordable. So if you want great sound, but you don't want to break the bank, I would recommend the Fifine USB Condenser Podcast Microphone. It makes me sound great on all these fabulous podcast episodes, and it'll have you rocking around the tree on Christmas morning. Feliz Navidad. And on the flip side, it's a great microphone for anybody who may be thinking about starting a podcast. So if someone on your list has visions of sugar plums, starting a podcast, because baby, it's cold outside, dancing in their head, this is the microphone that could have them realize the dream of having a podcast. You got it. The shopping link is in the show notes. So let us know, let us know, let us know. Okay, enough with the holiday talk. Let's get back to the show. Well, okay, so we're getting ready to turn this corner into the holiday season. So I have to ask, are you an early shopper? Are you a last minute shopper? Are you a thoughtful shopper? Are you like, okay, I need a gift card from this store, and that store for this person?
I'm probably a thoughtful shopper. I'm probably last minute because I don't see people to the last minute in the year usually. And the
Right.
only people that I really shop for is like my parents a little bit. Most of the time they don't want anything, but my nephews and my niece, they're little, so they're fun to shop for. I love getting kids things.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a little bass for my nephew Benjamin because he's got really good rhythm. I think he's going to be a good bass player, or maybe the girl will do it. I don't know, but I think they need a bass in their house. So,
Are you going to be the papa for them?
well, they've got one with my dad, but I hope I impart some of the goodness that he put in my life for sure.
Yeah.
The humor and
Yeah.
stuff. We're pretty tight, me and the kids. So,
so that probably makes it hard too to not have gone home so much lately. So it'll be nice to go home and really spend some time with them as well.
oh yeah, I'm going down early for Thanksgiving because unfortunately I have a show right after Thanksgiving, and then I'll have a few days of work, and then maybe a little bit in December. I usually have 26 shows in December. Like
Oh my
this year is
goodness.
so empty, and it's weird for me,
Mhm.
but it's kind of been that way obviously with the pandemic anyways, but
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to my schedule coming back. Maybe do some Vegas shows in Christmas. I'll be negotiating that in late November. So it might happen this year, but it might be next year anyways. But yeah, I can't wait to go home. And then I'll probably stay through New Year's. That's
Oh,
usually the
yeah.
plan.
Yeah. Well, selfishly, I hope that you make it over to Blue Jay Listening Lounge again
Yeah,
on personal request
I hope so too.
or somewhere near me.
Yeah, they book pretty far out, so it might be March. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like every 3 or 4 months for them.
Okay.
They are busy.
Yeah. Have you performed there before?
Oh yeah,
You must have.
we've been there quite a few times, and it's usually about once every 3 or 4
Oh, okay.
months that we book. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there is hope. Okay.
Yes.
I'm very excited.
Definitely coming back.
That's my Christmas wish list. It already got fulfilled.
Well,
I gotta get
thanks.
some swag this time. I gotta get some merch.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I definitely do need
There's
to.
some on my website if you do want some.
Okay. I need to go shopping then. And I probably need to go shopping for some people that I need to like educate about my friend Colleen. Like, you guys listen to her music and then you wear her fan shirt.
Definitely. I think I'm gonna have some new CDs wrapped maybe for the holiday. I do want to do a single of this song, like a holiday edition. We did like one instrumental of it was just guitar and violin and bass for River by Joni Mitchell. That's up on my YouTube channel too. So I think I might incorporate some classic songs in there, maybe if that happens before time. But if not, it'll just be a single probably of this one.
Yeah. Well, I'm very excited.
Maybe like a special packaging or something, like a special Christmas edition
Yeah.
single or something. I don't know.
I love that idea for sure. When you guys start kind of celebrating Christmas, I know in Minnesota, when it snowed, that's when I felt like it was time to shop. So when do you guys get your first snow usually in Tennessee?
It's really sporadic. Like sometimes we won't get snow till Christmas Day. Sometimes we'll get snow in January, and it just had flurried a little bit in December. So I think it's going to be pretty cold this year. So I'm hoping we get a little bit. It's really a snowy Christmas in Tennessee is really delightful because it's not too thick. It kind of runs off after a few days. So it's not troublesome or anything, but it's
Yeah.
really pretty.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, maybe I'll have to buzz up there. I told my husband, I think after living down in Florida for 5 years, I think I'm finally ready to see snow again.
oh, yeah. I mean, I love my Florida Christmas with the palm trees and the Christmas lights and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I like to do half, half and half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I need to get a snow dose this year for sure.
Yeah.
Well, since we're nearing that time where we go visit Santa and we give him our list, what is on your list this year?
Oh,
I should
geez.
have probably given you this question ahead of time. I'm so sorry. Put you on the spot.
I have so many things I need. I need a new PA system. I need a podcast thing to start my podcast. But I don't know. I think my biggest wish is that everything goes back to normal for artists and that we're all back on the road and that next year is like the year that everything falls into place from all the hard work we put in the last few years.
Yeah. Does it feel like the energy is shifting in that direction? Do you feel like everything's kind of normal now, which gives you hope for 2023 that everything will just kind of flourish again? Is that kind of the vibe?
I always have blind hope, so I don't know if that means anything. But I mean, I'm hoping that the economy and everybody does a lot better next year, and I think time usually loosens everything up again. So, and
Yeah.
if history repeats itself, I'm hoping we're all going to be in a better place next year.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like a grown-up Christmas wish.
Yes, world peace and all that. I hope they stop blowing up Ukraine and all those things
I
too.
know. Oh my gosh, for real, for real. Well, is there anything more that you want to share about this song? Are there parts of the song that you just love singing? Are there any memories? I mean, I know that you have the recording where you guys got to go to the different rooms, and you know that it was during the pandemic, so you had to have him and his wife show up and be the couple for you. I mean, I know you did share some memories, but is there anything more that comes to mind?
Well, we actually had Bell Mead bourbon on set, and we filled that eggnog bowl up, and all of the elves were drunk by the time we got done with that, and that was kind of fun. And I had my ex manager was there, and I put him in an elf costume, and sometimes revenge comes back in the sweetest ways. No, I'm just kidding. It was really fun. He really like embodied the elf thing, and they did a lot of dancing, but there was a lot of drinking going on behind the scenes. So it was very festive, very very Christmassy, and yeah, I got to meet the other elf or Zora, I think it. Ozora, I'm gonna say her name. I'm so sorry, girl, but she was amazing. I got her off like a Facebook acting list. I said, "Hey, I need an elf, so and so."
Yeah.
Or I called one of the girls that was in my other video, and I said, "Hey, can you come?" And she's like, "I'm doing a shoot in Atlanta, but here's my friend. She's my twin." And
Oh,
so she was amazing and just like made the whole video the way it was supposed to be.
yeah.
And I have a lot of support with great friends that come out for me, and they'll just take a piece of pizza instead of me having to
Yeah.
pay a whole cast of people. So that was
Yeah.
that was the
That's
best.
amazing. I think that's the most interesting thing I've learned about Nashville was speaking with you and another group that I interviewed is that I didn't realize like there's this network of and so many eager people to fill in the blanks. Like when you came down and you were like, "Oh, I need to have, a trombonist." You didn't get a trombonist, but you got a saxophone player, and so he just kind of slid into place and knew what he needed to do and took care of business. And it sounds like it's the same thing in Nashville where you guys have like this list where you can just be like it's like almost like a yellow or a white pages, yellow pages for fill in the blank and you guys are just like that person right there, I want them. And I just think that is the coolest thing because it gives people an opportunity. A, you don't always have to have your own band, and B, you don't always have to be a part of a band to be living out a piece of your life that gives you happiness and fills your cup for you, right? Like you don't have to, you can just be a la carte. And I think that's really cool thing.
Yeah, I mean, I work with nothing but the best professionals in the business, and I think LA has a community like that. In New York, it's like we just know when to step in if someone needs backups. I don't know that I would be the first one to call, but I can do it, and
Yeah.
I have friends that just do that, and then they're great on solos
Hmm.
too, and it's like you kind of find your path on what you're really good at, and people call you all the time. That's how you get work.
Yeah, I love
And
that.
there's tons of acting in Nashville because we do huge commercials. We have big movies that are made here.
Mm.
When Nashville, the show came here, that kind of exploded the
Oh,
film
sure.
industry even further than it was. And it was already a thing. And plus, you have Atlanta really close by, and there's like tons of actors there. So, and everybody, we all get to travel and go all through the South and get all kinds of crazy, amazing work and just get to work with the best of the best. So,
I just love that. I think that's
yeah,
cool.
it's a network.
Yeah.
It's definitely a
Yeah,
network.
well, you're all supporting each other in something that you're all working so hard to pursue. So I really love that. I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, I want to thank you again for your time. You guys, this will be on the playlist. So grab it on Memories of the Beat, the playlist on Spotify. We'll definitely get it added there into the YouTube one. And will it be available on Apple iTunes Music as well?
Yes, it's all out on
Okay.
everything. And please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I need new subscribers.
Yes, you guys go
And you
subscribe.
can watch the video
They are so cute.
over and
She
over.
puts so much work into these videos. They all tell a story. I like music for the lyrics and the story. And so I love that the videos tell a story too. She's got all the fun, fancy Southern lady stuff going on. And I love that too. So definitely go subscribe to her channel. So you want to be one of the first people that knows Colleen and watches all of her new stuff that she has coming out, including this song, Blame It on the Mistletoe. You guys, it's so cute. You have to listen to it. It screams holidays. But also, you don't want to miss anything new that comes out. So go subscribe, give her some love. And of course, you want to subscribe to Memories of the Beat, give me some love. And I hope everybody enjoyed this song. And I hope this Christmas you make your own memories to this beat.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Kiss me once more, and I'm completely yours. We can blame it on the mistletoe, Bing Crosby on the radio. Oh, oh, the snowflakes falling down, and how warm it feels in your arms right now. And if we go a little further than we thought we'd go, we can blame it on the mistletoe. We can blame it on the mistletoe. We can blame it on the mistletoe.
Well, that was fun, wasn't it? You never know what rabbit holes we'll get to go down and explore. Were you reminded of anything? Or anyone? Share what it was with me in a review. Honestly, the reviews don't do me any favors other than knowing people like you are listening to this podcast. Insert cheesy wink. However, the ratings do help, so leave me 5 stars. You know you wanna. This podcast was produced by Virtual You, supporting you in all things podcasting. To connect or check me out on social media, I mean, I know you're just gonna stalk me. But see the show notes, as always, for details. Can't wait to dive into my next guest's memories with a beat. Hit subscribe now. You don't want to miss the next episode.